Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Blogging ABCs. I'm one of your hosts, Deborah Carney, joined by my other host,
Trisha Meyer.
And we are really glad to be here this week. There were two major conferences last week, and after we got home and recuperated from them, we decided that that would be a really good topic for bloggers is to talk about why bloggers should go to conferences. What is the value? The conference we went to was a ShareASale network specific think tank where there were only around 200 people. And we got to talk to merchants and find out ways to monetize blogs. And at the same time in New York City was a huge conference called Blog World, where bloggers got to talk to other bloggers and, again, talk about monetizing their blogs. But Trisha, why don't you tell us what you generally get out of conferences?
Well, I think, just to start off with, as bloggers, we spend so much of our time talking to other bloggers online, and we spend so much time in social media, and that's how we make all of our connections. We're doing guest posting and we're tweeting and leaving Facebook comments and all these things. We do so much online that you almost start to lose touch with the actual one-on-one people interaction. And so there's so much to be gained by conferences like the ones last week and by Affiliate Summit and even AdTech and SheCon and Commission Junction University. And there are just a whole host of them depending upon what your focus is. But for me, it kind of boils down to three things that I'd like to talk about. The first being expanding your network. The second being the monetization aspect of making deals. And the third just being the creativity and the ideas that you get.
Those are awesome.
So I think in terms of expanding your network, it obviously depends on what kind of conference you're going to. Last week, the Blog World one would have been connecting with a lot of other bloggers, with maybe a couple of merchants, but not as much as an affiliate conference would be.
Mm-hmm.
The affiliate focus ones like our ShareASale think tank last week, obviously you've got outsourced program managers there, you've got merchants there, you've got network people themselves, and there are so many different reasons that you need to connect with those people. You want to connect with the merchants because obviously those are the people, if you want to monetize your site, the merchants are the ones that are going to be helping you make money. And those OPMs are the ones that are going to help you, get better deals. They're going to tell you about new merchants coming online. They're going to help you with your site because good OPMs have seen a whole lot of websites and they know what makes and breaks them. So having a good relationship with those OPMs where they know exactly what you do and they can come to you when they pick up a new merchant that they know would be good for you, or even if they hear of a new merchant, even if they're not working with them, they can point them in your direction. So you need to have a strong relationship with OPMs.
That was one of my points that I was going to bring up, is that a really good OPM, and for those of you listening that don't know what that is, it's an outsourced program manager that manages more than one affiliate program. And a really good OPM, if you come to them as a blogger and your blog is about a specific topic, if they have someone that they're managing that you're a good fit with, of course, they will, try to get you a good deal. But a really good one also knows other people and other programs that you should work with. And they won't just try to keep you to themselves. They'll tell you, go work with this other merchant because they have something that really fits well with your blog topic. And the other thing that a good reason to have a good relationship with your OPM is they can help you learn how to get the creatives that you need out of a network. So, as a blogger, you go log into ShareASale or CJ and you're met with this interface with all this stuff. And a good affiliate manager will help you get through that and help you find where to get the right creatives. They won't give you the creatives directly. They will show you how to get through the maze so that you know how to go find it yourself, so you're not always relying on someone else to get you what you need.
And the length of time it takes to build a relationship like that online versus, maybe just going to one Cubs game in person, one event with, a particular person, it's huge. I mean, you can be in email contact and Skype contact with somebody for a few years and never have a really good personal relationship where they're willing to go that distance for you. And conversely, you can go to one of these conferences and you're only there for 48 hours and you walk away with relationships, that you're building friendships and people that are really going to help you with your business and life in general. So also network employees. I think network employees are often really overlooked, and there are so many benefits to meeting with network employees whenever you get the chance. And that is, those are people that can show you the interface. They're people that can help you if you have problems with your account. I've had problems before where I couldn't figure out something like a data feed or how to access a coupon feed, and until I could actually get in front of a person from the network and sit down and have them explain it to me, I just wasn't able to get it done via help tickets and emails and things like that. So making contacts within the network so that when you have problems or if you need something, that can be invaluable as well.
Well, and it puts a face to a name. If you're just one of the help tickets that comes along, you're just one of, hundreds that come in a day. And if you actually know somebody personally, they're like, oh, I remember her. And the other thing, too, to remember about network reps is they're always in constant contact. They're the front line of getting new merchants into their network. So even more than an OPM, like they could reach out to a particular merchant and say, we've had requests from affiliates that want to promote your products. Would you consider starting an affiliate program? And also, as the programs come in, they say, oh, here comes some Twilight stuff. Trisha needs that. And they will reach out to you and say, hey, we've got a new merchant. Take a look at them.
And then, the other affiliates. And I think in some aspects you look at it and you think, well, why would I want to make friends with people that are my competition? I have a cashback site. Why would I want to be friends with people who own cashback sites and coupon sites? I am a blogger for this particular niche. Why do I want to be friends with somebody who blogs on the exact same thing as I do? But when you get there and you become friends with these people, you realize that it's not all about the competition. It is about working together. I mean, obviously you keep some of your secrets, close to the vest, but it's still about, it's trading links and trading resources and me saying, well, I have this site that you could guest post on. Do you have something I could guest post on? And you start building those relationships so that everyone's businesses grow as a result.
And a lot of collaboration from people that have different strengths. And I noticed this last week at Think Tank with a couple of different groups of people. And I watched as, like you have said, I watched 4 of the major players in the coupon industry, the coupon affiliates. The 4 of them sat down and had dinner. They hung out at the Cubs game together. And I'm like, these guys are major dollar competitors. But they all, they have a synergy because they are doing the same thing, but they're all doing it a little bit differently. And also, with another group of people, well, we're all bloggers, we're all affiliates, but you have tech strength, I have graphic strength, I have writing strength. Let's share and, work together in non-competitive type ways. One of the merchants that we had there was one we were talking about earlier, Wyzant. Because of the way their data feed is structured, 250,000 affiliates could go out there and make sites and none of them would cross over each other.
Right.
So people can work together and just each agree to take a different portion and work it a different way. And in that way you learn from each other and you can actually form collaborative, partnerships where you can work together on things.
And we're all in this together. I mean, we all sit at home on these computers and on Twitter and on Facebook, and we're all doing basically the same thing day in and day out. It's nice to be able to get together with other people who truly get what we do, who are truly driven by the same things and understand what we do on a daily basis and kind of share those experiences.
Well, and I think that's why the 2 big conferences for bloggers would be Blog World and Affiliate Summit. If you want to monetize, Affiliate Summit is the one you need to go to. And if you want to talk to other bloggers about platforms and technologies and that type of thing, you would go to Blog World, and hopefully Blog World will add a more of a monetization track. We talked to them about hopefully in their fall show adding an affiliate track. And the worlds are kind of coming together because bloggers want to make money and not all bloggers know how they can make money. other than doing product reviews. And in that case, they're just getting product. They're not actually getting paid.
Right.
So, there's a lot of different ways to monetize blogs, and you find out more of those when you go to an event like Blog World and you talk to, 10 other bloggers that are doing similar things to you, and you go to Affiliate Summit and you're like, well, I don't know. And then you sit in on a session and, you learn about there's widgets you can put in your sidebar and there's text links you can put in your posts that will help you make money and that will still not be a threat to your integrity as to what you're blogging about.
And that's exactly the second point I want to talk about, is that monetization aspect, the making of deals. And whether that's through affiliate marketing or whether it's finding people that you want to sell ad space to, or it's getting sponsors for contests or other things that you want to do, these conferences are the best places to do that, because you're getting to sit down and one-on-one. You know that they have something invested because they've come to the conference as well. So you know that they're invested in coming away with some kind of win, and you're not cold calling, you're not cold emailing, you're not, trying to get email addresses off of websites and contact people who might have some kind of authority. These are the players. These are all the people that have the authority to make these kind of deals, and they're all in one place.
And the little fish gets to talk to the big fish, because you don't actually know who you all are when you're meeting in person. Like, you might be afraid of somebody online because they have 100,000 Twitter followers, but when you meet them in a conference, they don't know how many Twitter followers you have. You don't know how many they have. You just start saying, hi, how are you? And all of a sudden you're talking to someone that can take your business up to the next level. And also the other conferences for bloggers would be, of course, Blog Her. And that's where there's a lot of the opportunity for the sponsorships and the product, the PR people. And SheCon is fairly new to me. I wasn't familiar with that until a friend of ours spoke there at this past SheCon. So that's something I'll have to look into for the future.
Well, and the last thing that I come away with from all of these conferences, beyond the networking and the deal making and the money and all of that, are just the ideas. When you start to run out of ideas, you start to run out of creativity, everybody hits that wall sometimes where you wonder, where do I go with this? Where am I taking my business? Where's the big picture? And then you show up at one of these conferences and you're between the formal sessions and the informal meetups and the networking events and the fun events. Between all of those things, you're meeting these people and you're hearing these new things, you come away with just lists of ideas. And whether it's something as simple as a widget to add to your blog, the whole way up to the decision to monetize your blog completely and how you're going to go about that, or even a completely new site that you want to add because you've learned something new that you didn't even know you could do. You just come away energized. I've never gone to any of these conferences and not come away energized about something.
Well, and it's really important too that, brainstorming, like you said, we're all isolated. And when we get a chance to get out to these conferences, we start talking to people and we realize they have the same challenges that you do. They have the same isolation issues, and they run into the creativity walls, or they need to know where to get a technology. Like, you could be talking to somebody and say, I really want to do this and I really don't know how. And they're like, oh, well, I have a resource for that. And, people help each other in that way without it being competitive, and with it just being, now you have someone that you can actually pick up the phone or go on Skype and talk to, and each other. You hear that voice now when you are watching their tweets, or, you have a problem and you want to just text with them on Skype, and, now you have a person in your brain instead of just a name and some text.
And maybe as we get closer to Affiliate Summit this summer, we could do another podcast just about preparing for one of these conferences, the stuff that you need to do before you get there, the stuff you need to plan on doing while you're there, and then most importantly, the way that you need to follow up on things when you get back. And so for people who are attending, whether it's Affiliate Summit or Blog World, when it comes back around in the fall or whatever, it might be helpful for us to do a podcast like that for our listeners.
Yes, we will definitely put that on the agenda. Because if you go there and you meet the people and then you don't talk to them again, while you got some value out of it, you're limiting yourself to the extent of the value that you can have. And there's a core group of us that have been that's when we see each other, is at all these various conferences. And, it's nice to, you walk into your first conference and you're like, I don't know anybody. And then you walk into your second conference and you're like, oh, all right, now I know you, and you. And then you meet their friends. And then, within a year or two span, you now are very comfortable going to a conference and you're helping mentor in a new person coming up.
Well, you probably don't remember, but those were actually my very first words to you at a conference was, I don't know anybody. Introduce me, please. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Yep. Going to these and, finding there are so many resources there of people that are willing to help connect you to the merchants you want to meet, the networks you want to meet up with, the other affiliates that you might have a lot in common with. They're willing to help you figure out which sessions you should be taking, which parties you should be going to, all of the things that go into it. There are so many people out there that are willing to answer those questions and help you maximize these conferences so that you do get your return on investment between the monetary investment and the time investment. There's so much to be gained, but you need to plan it out and make the most of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And don't be afraid to approach people. This is a really important one because if a blogger comes up to me and introduces themselves to me, I treat them the same even though I don't know what their traffic is, because maybe there's somebody who's just starting out and they're only getting 50, 60 visitors a day. But as you get into a conversation with them, you might find out that they've got a blog where they're getting 50,000 visitors a day and they haven't been monetizing it. And that's a golden nugget. So, for bloggers, and the same thing with the guest posts, you could be talking to a blogger and you don't realize it, but all of a sudden you've been offered the opportunity to guest post on a blogger that's got a huge audience that you wouldn't have otherwise been able to reach.
Mm-hmm. So I would challenge our listeners to take a look at what you have close to you, in the next month or two. It may be an affiliate summit meetup. It may be like we have Blog Indiana once a year here that is all just for bloggers. Take a look around and see, aside from even the big conferences, if you want to start with something small and local, whether it's a one evening event or a full, 1 day event, take a look around and see what might be a possibility for you to attend and kind of get outside your box of being at the computer and talking to the same people and talking only over the internet all day long. And I think you'll be surprised at what you gain from it.
Yep. And, those of you that are listening to this on iTunes or you found us someplace else, go to bloggingabcs.com and find this post and put a one-liner. Say, are there any meetups in, and tell us where you are. And we'll look around and, we might know of something, or you might be able to start something.
Mm-hmm. If you are listening and you have something in your area that we haven't mentioned, please come and leave us a comment and let us know so that we can help spread the word about those too.
Yep, exactly. All right. Well, I think this was great. Hopefully, folks listening found this helpful. Tricia, where can people find you on the internet?
They can find me at www.tricia.me or on Twitter at @SunshineTricia.
And y'all can find me at DeborahCarney.com, and that's the DEBORAH version. CARNEY.com. And you can also follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Loxley, LOXLY. And you can find all of our podcasts on bloggingabcs.com and follow that Twitter at twitter.com/bloggingabcs. And as always, we thank geekcast.fm, geekcast.fm, where you can find a variety of podcasts about marketing and blogging and personal stories and just all kinds of really great stuff that can help you grow your business. So thanks for listening, everybody, and have a great day.
Thank you.